All right, so let's do a quick preamble. So this is, even though it's the Vinyl Countdown Movie Club, I like abbreviating it to Vinyl Countdown Film Club, so we can call it the Vic Fuck. But I like Vinyl Countdown Movie Club better as a full thing.
Yeah.
You see where we're at? Mm-hmm. All right, so we got Michael.
Hello.
And Craig.
I'm Craig.
And Matt.
He's Craig.
And Joel supposedly on his way.
And Picard.
Yeah, sure.
See, he's here.
Star Trek!
And for today's adventure, we have Pee-wee's Big Adventure, as we discussed last time. We're like, what movie should we watch next time? And it's like, well, we did spend 25 minutes talking about Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
And Tim Burton in general.
Right.
So we're going to take a big adventure and at least triple the size of that adventure.
Man.
That's going to be a big, big, big adventure for us.
So I see here on Netflix 5 stars. Is that your rating?
That's my rating.
Yeah,
Five
still.
stars.
Cold like that, it's your rating, yeah.
I'm sure it had 5 anyway, because it's Pee-wee's Big Adventure. But man, 1985. I don't know that I quite realized it was that far back. But it is.
Before the TV show.
Yeah, and I was thinking, we've done this is one time before where it was definitely a polarizing movie. I wonder if this is a mistake doing this 3-time thing for a movie that's genuinely a good movie that I think no one's going to disagree with the fact that this is a good movie.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll hold up easily. But,
at least,
Point, yeah, because I mean, there was a lot to talk about, and Mike was not on board with Freddy Got Fingered, so it's hard to say if it's all just going to be a boner fest. It's like better than before, and then we watch it even better, better still.
I have no doubts. There's nothing where it's fine.
But even though we're all so sure of the outcome, I mean, that's what we do this for. That's the science of this is can Pee-wee's Big Adventure survive a full days of viewing?
Plus, imagine all the neat things we're going to find inside there. What was Amazing Larry? Why was he so amazing, huh?
Maybe we'll find that out.
Oh,
Peel those onion layers away.
hey, Elizabeth Daily, that's what's the Powerpuff Girl that's green? Anyway.
Buttercup?
Yeah, that's sure. And anyway, that's her. I don't know the name, but I know the voice actor, so that's even worse. I was going to say, so something we can look out for with this is I learned when I was a projectionist about the magic of masking. That's when the top and the bottom of the screen come in a little, and it's called masking because it masks stuff you're not supposed to see, like boom mics and stuff.
Yeah.
So there's a part in this movie where when they converted it for TV, they fucked up the masking. So it's when he's pulling a chain, a really long chain out of his bike, and you can see it. Yeah, you can see it at the bottom, spooled up.
A pile of chain on the ground.
Yeah, but in the theater you never could see that. But on TV you could. But now that we're back to widescreen, let's see, friends.
Yeah.
All right.
With that, we start a Diet Pepsi.
I just want to say this movie is Matt's choice,
Right.
So everyone can.
Yeah, we're gonna cycle. So last week, 2 months ago, was my choice, then Matt's, and we'll go around the room till everybody picks a movie that we watch over and over.
Should we also, one more thing before we start? Should we all say what we're drinking, what we're doing?
Oh yeah, so I haven't had anything yet. I had a decaf coffee, and I guess I'm gonna have some kind of Creamore beer.
Creamore.
I'm gonna be doing vodka and Rockstar energy drink.
Ooh, dangerous.
And rum and coke, standard classic.
Beer. Just beers. Halfway through one, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, bro. Epic.
All right.
I bet by the end of the movie, you're all the way through it. The one beer. That beer.
3, I think.
All right, Pee-wee, rah, rah, Pee-wee, rah, rah. All right, gather round, Michael.
Sometimes they just give us cups.
All right, so Joel, you're here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Joel's here.
How you feeling after our first viewing? You missed about 15 minutes.
So I've always kind of thought that this is probably the greatest movie ever made. It's still the greatest movie ever made.
Yeah, it's fucking insane how much shit happens in this movie
The
for
fact
90
that
minutes.
was only 91 minutes is crazy. When you stop and take a mental catalog of what we just what we just dealt with, like it's a dizzying array of delights.
Yeah, they just had him rescuing pets for like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And the pet rescue, all of us agreed that was too long. So it could have been an even shorter movie and like been still as amazing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the pet bit went on a little long, but like, man, that movie was so good.
So good.
I mean, I've seen it many times, but it's such a good movie. I was saying before that I think Ed Wood is one of my favorite Tim Burton movies. This is for sure my favorite Tim Burton movie at this point. But Ed Wood's great too, as a side note.
I do wonder, I gotta watch Beetlejuice again. It was like my favorite movie in 6th grade, but I know, like, I just know in my bones it's not as good as this, but it's still pretty good. But I'd like to see, like, the script for Pee-wee, because I was thinking that, like, with the animal rescue thing, like I don't know, is it all just in the editing? How do you even make a movie be 90 minutes? How do they even know when a movie's this insane, like, what it's going to end up? This could have been 20 minutes long. This could have been 8 hours. Like, who knows?
What I find surprising is that, like, the jokes that play really well were almost ahead of their time. Right. Like they play well, like, as time goes on, but like I don't know if half of those things were as funny in the 80s.
Well,
you
like,
know what I mean?
all that meta shit of his movie version of his life. Like, I didn't get that as a kid. That's like Community shit now. Like, staring at the camera and all these weird, like, it's like nuts. And even just all the jokes about producers and how they are and film sets and all this fucking shit. No one knew what that meant.
To me, the other thing that is amazing, and this is probably both Rubens and Tim Burton working together on this, is all the sort of looks. Like there's a whole other subtext to the way people look at each other throughout this movie. Like little glances and stuff that totally sells a joke, and
like Mickey looking down. Yeah. Like there's some very real homoeroticism happening there based on prison rules, and that's fucked up. If you're a kid in the '80s, it's like
and it's done with a quick glance.
Yeah,
it's less than a second.
What they're talking about is the scene when they reach the cops, and then Pee-wee's like, "I have an idea," and then in moments.
Oh, and right before that, he's like, the guy pulls out a gun and is just like, "This is it, kid. The cops are all dead now."
I love that because there is no logical point where they would be able to pull the car over, get dressed without the cops noticing.
Yeah, like even if all that stuff's in Pee-wee's bindle, which clearly it was, still.
It's classic Bugs Bunny moment right there, though, right? Like just like when he turns into the beautiful, sexy lady rabbit, and everyone's like, "Oh, I'm gonna fuck the shit out of you."
One time for Halloween, I was Bugs Bunny when he dressed up like a chick.
Nice.
It was a pretty good time.
But yeah, there is a fair amount of Bugs Bunny-ish type shit going on in this with the backlot and the fake drawing of the
or the eyes in the dark. That's very Bugs Bunny.
So I'm glad to announce that the framing is perfect in this, so we could not see the chain being pulled. We were talking before the first time that when you see this on TV sometimes because of the 4:3,
right,
when he's pulling the super long chain to chain up his bike.
Right, you can see it coming out of the bottom.
Yeah, because they framed it weird for TV, but in this one it was fine. So there we go. Was Large Marge as scary for everyone now in their 30s as it was?
I think we all saw it coming, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it really was.
It is crazy though to think, like, because that shot's like a second maybe.
Yeah, it was way shorter than I thought it was.
Because I just remember, like, and the memory of it, even watching it now, I thought there were snakes coming out of the side of her face. I thought there were, like, bloody teeth. It's not nearly as bad, but that was burned into my psyche my whole life.
It still is pretty bad, though, where, like I was telling you guys that in daycare or whatever, like after school, I had to go to some daycare thing, and they literally played this movie every day because they just didn't want to deal with us, and we were fine with it. But after the first time, I could never look at Large Marge again. But even seeing it again, like, it's this long, like, they go to the place and everyone tells them Large Marge was a ghost, and then they show her death, and, like, that's supposed to be the creepy part. But I think they underestimated when they were pacing that out how creepy that Kyoto Brothers Large Marge face was going to be, because that's clearly the thing. And the sound, where it's just like, whoa, it's so scary. Like, what the fuck?
Well, because there's a double track that's, like, high-pitched and sped up, right? So it's extra creepy. And then, but then the awesome part is when she's like, "And tell them Large Marge sent you."
Yeah.
And then she just slowly looks forward and her face goes dead again. You're like,
and she is all business. Like, as soon as he gets in the truck, she's like, "It was on this day. It sounded like this." And he's like, "Oh, cool. Yeah."
I guess, though, if you are a ghost reliving your death over and over, you're fairly preoccupied with it. It tends to be
You're not going to do a lot of small talk before you get to the gist.
I think the other thing about this movie is it doesn't waste any time, like except for the pet shop, and I think that's why the pet shop is so, like, it stands out so much is because everything else is just quick.
Well, I think it makes it extra funny those occasional little times that it does waste time. Like, what was it? There was something near the start of the movie. I
But
can't
it does
remember.
it for a reason.
Yeah, there's something
like
at the
the
beginning.
breakfast, like the Rube Goldberg. That was a bunch of time just sitting there
Yeah.
doing that thing.
There was that, and I just remember there was some moment where they really hung on it, and I was like, well, they had time for that, apparently, but I don't remember what it was anymore. But
Was it the
shop.
joke shop?
Yeah, it's something in
magic
a joke
shop?
I don't know. It was just some like extremely long reaction.
We'll see it again.
Yeah, we'll catch it the
We'll
second
let you
time.
know.
We'll let you
Catch it
know.
in 10 minutes.
I would like to say, does anyone else here hate Jack Kerouac?
I don't know his work.
Yeah.
I don't like Jack Kerouac at all. But I would like to say that,
That's going to save me a lot of books I don't need to read.
yeah, they're fucking terrible. Deal with William S. Burroughs, way better. But I would say that this is the 1985 version of On the Road.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
like,
Fair enough.
don't be afraid of anyone. Be yourself. Be positive. Be a good person. And you're going to have some great adventures. You're going to have some great times. And life is going to be amazing.
But here's the question: is Pee Wee a good person? Because I kind of
Absolutely.
feel
that's the whole. See, this is everyone's like,
Yeah.
oh, that pet shop scene took too long. It's like, no, it didn't, because that pet shop scene proves that
Proves his worth.
though he's a fucking weirdo man child who has a lot of problems, at the end of the
A
day
lot of money.
and money, he's a good man. He's willing to risk himself for snakes that he doesn't even like.
Well, no. Here's the question: in this movie, I'm wondering if he even has money.
Well, where does he get all of that shit?
This is the thing: is it seems like he's got this like sort of pity relationship with every person in that basement.
Yeah,
like,
we kind of discussed his origin story before
Yeah.
you showed up.
Oh, okay.
We think maybe his parents are dead.
Because his house
Francis
is crazy.
also a man-child, but he's got parents taking care of him. He
and they
has
are
no
neighbors.
parents. So, I guess so. Are the neighbors?
They're close enough.
They're close enough.
Close enough. You can
Same
walk
block,
over.
We'll say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like,
So we think parents, Pee-wee's parents just died and left him a shit ton of money, and the neighborhood, they're just kind of looking after him
right?
as this like retarded man-child.
Yeah, like I wonder if he's like a ward of the state, because that's kind of more more where I'm willing to go with this.
One thing I noticed too, though, because we were talking about that at the start of like what's going on with Pee Wee's life and what is he? Is he a kid? Is he a grown up? What is he? But he doesn't. Like, he is a good person ultimately, but he doesn't stay childlike and naive. Like, as soon as shit goes down with his bike, he turns, man.
Yeah.
He's like, well, even when Francis shows up, he's like, fuck you, Francis, I hate you.
I don't make
Yeah.
because I'm just trying them.
Yet he still refuses to bang that puss, which is all over him. She wants so much to bang
And
him.
that's fine. I mean, who knows? That's maybe Pee Wee 3, where he like finally starts tagging tail.
Yeah. Yeah. But did anyone find? I mean, it is a Judd Apatow thing, so maybe. But does anyone find it weird that they really set up Francis as the big bad guy, and then like halfway through the movie, he's just unimportant?
I love that actually, because it's instead of it just being repeated over and over again, he's just the cause of the problem.
The ultimate problem is the fortune teller. Really,
Yeah.
she's the
Yeah.
one who fucks him over. And
Although-
that's being too trusting. Like,
Although she's not only the problem but also the solution,
Yeah.
because
He wouldn't
she
have found his
sends
bike.
him.
you wouldn't have had said big adventure.
Yeah,
Right.
she
But-
sends him on the quest.
But on the quest, he almost saw his bike when he was with the murderer, and then he didn't, so that didn't go anywhere. But if he had not gone on the quest, he still wouldn't have seen that bike. He still would have saw it on TV when Brother Wayne had
Oh
it.
yeah,
at the
that's a
end.
good point. Yeah.
Would he? Would he have been watching TV at that exact moment if he'd not been
He wouldn't have been
hospitalized?
hospitalized.
I can't guarantee it, but probably he'd be watching TV. I mean, what else does he do with his day?
That's right. His bike
One
is
of his pals
gone.
would have been like, I think I saw your fucking bike on TV.
Yeah.
Now here's a question: did he create the Rube Goldberg machines, or did he hire someone to make them?
Or
I'm
those the
gonna
machines
assume-
that killed his parents?
Maybe his parents aren't dead, but they were sick of his shit and they had to leave him.
Maybe
Well, he's like 30. Okay, so
Yeah.
here's the theory. Pee-wee's 30.
He's key.
Refuses
His
to
parents just give him
acknowledge.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we don't want to deal with you.
So he refuses to acknowledge that he's an adult, and they're like, "But we're not going to take care of you. So look, here's a Rube Goldberg machine to make your breakfast. You take care of yourself. You have fun. We're going to live."
Remind you a bit of in like Edward Scissorhands, the scene where Vincent Price makes him the real hands and then dies.
sure,
I don't know.
for
For
sure.
some reason, it just reminds me of that, even though it's not really related. But I guess
It's like somebody set him up to survive in life somehow, and then died, or
yeah, and then
or went to
I-
space or something, right?
I'm going back on my other statement, how they're dead. I think they've abandoned him.
right.
They felt bad doing it, which is where he becomes a good person, like because they pass being a good person down to him. but they abandoned him because they couldn't deal with taking care of a 30-year-old child.
Maybe his dad is the dog and his mom is the orange that gets squeezed.
Possible.
The T-Rex giving him nourishing liquids from her teat. In this case, orange juice.
Yeah, we realized through the glory of high definition that the orange that's being squeezed is quite clearly an orange-colored sponge filled with orange juice.
Okay, now let's just imagine that he didn't go on his adventure and he was sitting around at home. Would he be refining the Rube Goldberg machine to, I don't know, fillet himself?
No, he'd be riding his bike around more.
Yeah.
No, he wouldn't have the bike, is what I'm saying.
Well, then why wouldn't he be on the adventure?
No, the bike gets stolen and he doesn't.
And he just forgets about it?
No, he just.
That's what I said.
He never goes. He never goes to the fortune teller.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he would have almost certainly had an adventure.
Yeah, it would have been Pee-wee. The movie would have been called Pee-wee's Adventure.
Right. It just wouldn't have been a big
different
one.
adventure.
Right.
Man, I just want to say,
Pee-wee's moderate adventure.
I thought Craig.
Pee-wee's Fight Club.
I thought Craig was putting a cheesy in his mouth, and then I realized it was a carrot. Gross. I just like to.
Wow, that's.
I'm not ashamed to admit it to the whole world. I brought carrots because I'm trying to eat healthier.
Upstairs, bud.
All right?
As soon as we're done this segment, we're going to order pizza.
And drive a lot of grease into our face.
Yeah, so I can't remember the exact moments, but there were. This is the beauty of watching a movie more than once. There were at least a couple of times when I wasn't looking, or I was checking my phone, or I went to pee, and I heard everyone laugh uproariously. Yeah. But instead of being like, "Oh, what was it?" Rewind it. I'm like, "I'll catch it next time."
Yeah, I had the same thing. The other thing is,
I'll see that.
we all watched Freddy Got Fingered last time. And there was definitely some laughs there, but like I feel like the laughs for this movie were like heartier and
Well, that's what I wonder
fuller.
about watching something over and over. Is I wonder if it's almost better to have a movie like Freddy Got Fingered that doesn't have that much going on. This movie's got so much going on. It's bananas.
Yeah, like it's literally an assault on your mind. Like stop and catalog the scenes that we just dealt with. It's too much for 91 minutes. Yeah, it's like, crazy.
It's strange too because it's a standard formula of a road trip movie, but he's by himself. Like, is that? Right. I can't think of another movie like that. There's always like buddy or two people or a group of people. Yeah.
Same thing with that piece of shit on the road. He's got a pal. Can't do it by himself.
He has a pal in that? Shit, I thought it was all about him by himself discovering.
Hey, wait, wasn't he played by Johnny Depp? Oh no, that's Hunter S. Thompson. Let's just move on. Yes, same thing.
Man, I always think too, I mean, I've probably said this before a million times on our different podcasts, but how 80s movies really were 90 minutes and that's it. And it really does, like, the pacing becomes so much more important. Because if you think of this movie or Ghostbusters or Back to the Future, if those had been 2-hour movies, they'd all be worse. And that's the world we live in now. Yeah. All these movies are so long. I don't think, like, you know, I guess it's nice you get your money's worth or whatever, but it just
I don't go to the movie theater because a movie's too long. I was like, oh, I'd love to see Gone Girl, but I don't want to go to a movie theater for 3 hours.
Yeah. I was glad I was glad they split the Hunger Games in half just so it's 2-hour movies and not a 3-hour movie.
Like that's a selling point for me. But before we go to a movie, I check the running time. I'm like, I don't think so. No, thank you. I'll watch it at home.
I did that just the other week. Lily and I were going to see a movie. We saw Into the Woods. Don't see it.
Okay.
But it was 2 hours, and so I was like, that's okay. I can do 2 hours.
Yeah. You go past 2 hours, you better have a good fucking reason.
It was a musical. And oh boy, was it a musical! Like not like
really?
Oh man, like
man,
not
they
even.
They did not play that up in the previews.
I didn't think it was gonna be, and like it started. I kind of like explained Lily. I was like, yeah, it's kind of a bunch of different fairy tales in one. She was like, oh, is it a musical? Like her brain knew. She had the instinct. I was like, no, I don't think so.
No, I would have been
and
in
then
the same boat.
Constant singing. Like
I would have been like, that sounds cool. Like Robin Hood doing whatever and all this weird shit.
The story was cool. It was just too much singing, and the songs weren't very good. If the songs were good, I'd be on board.
And that was the main selling point of Shrek, was it had all the fairy tales, and as soon as someone started singing, they made fun of it and beat them up.
Yeah, exactly. Because musicals are terrible.
Well, that's not always true, but musicals about the going into the woods as Little Red Riding Hood, those are terrible.
This one was
the problem is that they're unpredictable. You never know when a musical is going to be good or terrible, and most of the time they're terrible.
Yeah, there's like no middle ground. Yeah. It's like either a really great time or just like, what the fuck? You're a big musical fan. Would you agree with that, Michael?
Yes.
All right.
You might say musical faggot, but...
Oh, homophobe.
I hate
You're a regular Arthur C. Clarke. What's that guy? Who's the guy I'm thinking about? Orson a skunk card.
Nope, that's the guy.
Andrew sex fuck.
Yeah, I thought you meant Andrew Lloyd Webber. I really didn't know.
Rom Tum Tugger.
But great movie. It's a weird thing for me when after I watched Freddy Got Fingered, which I genuinely did not like, I was excited to watch it again. But I watched this movie and I loved it, and I'm kind of like, I don't want to watch it again.
I know, because it's that good.
Yeah, I don't
gonna
know
spoil it?
why I feel like that, but yeah.
Well, I mean, if we don't make it to number 3, that's fine. But I think
forget
2 will
how
be
it
fine.
works. At the end of the day, did you come around on Freddy Got Fingered?
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
But
Even if
see-
it was just the memories of hanging out with us that overrode the actual film.
And I wasn't here for that. I imagine that you all got Stockholm Syndrome. That's what I imagine.
It's so good.
Well, I
I've
mean,
loved it
me
since the
and
first time
Craig
I
and
saw
Matt
it.
didn't need Stockholm Syndrome because we already loved it.
like the
Mike got
people
Stockholm
of the
Yeah,
Syndrome.
yeah.
This is great.
It's like, you're not leaving here till we watch this again. All right, so I guess that's round 1. 10 thumbs up. We all
10 thumbs
agree
up.
that
Yeah.
movie
So
rules.
it is 10 thumbs. We have 10 thumbs here.
Yeah.
I wasn't an arbitrary number of thumbs.
Jeez, you're right. I was
Holy
just quoting
shit.
The Simpsons, but there we are. Awesome.
Perfect.
I only, I only have one hand.
All right, so maybe we'll get
not
some
that
food and eat it in front of Mike and cool down a little and prepare for round 2.
Maybe Domino's
Word.
can deliver some more carrots for Mike because we just finished the
Yeah.
last of his
Oh,
carrots.
I brought dinner too.
Carrots, more carrots.
Chili. I made a big
Oh,
pot.
with chicken slime?
Yeah, with chicken with pink slime. Yeah,
Chicken slime chili.
it was good. I made it with my slow cooker. I just bought a slow cooker.
I got some spaghetti sauce in the freezer that I made with the slow cooker. I'm gonna turn it into lasagna. Because we already had the spaghetti and there was too much sauce left over. So it's gonna be- See, I'm just gonna put the spaghetti sauce between the lasagna noodles.
Significance? I don't know.
Thanks for stopping. Some night, huh?
On this very night, 10 years ago, along this same stretch of road, in a dense fog, just like this, I saw the worst accident I ever seen. There was this sound, like a garbage truck dropped off the Empire State Building. And when they finally pulled the driver's body from the twisted, burning wreck, it looked like this. Yes, sir. That was the worst accident I ever seen.
I get off right up here.
Have a nice day. Be sure and tell them Large Marge sent ya.
You know, that's one thing I love is when I'm at this apartment, I recognize this couch and I recognize the table. And when I'm at Matt's, I'm like, oh, there's the microwave and the thing the microwave was on. It's great. Like everywhere I go, I see little pieces of the past.
It's almost like having kids and you can kind of like see bits and pieces of yourself off in society, but it's just furniture.
So let's, I don't know, is there anything at Mike's?
Sorrow.
Yeah, no, I'll,
That's an unmistakable
sadness.
sense of sorrow and loneliness.
no, just a lot of carrots and shit. So after we watched Pee-wee's Big Adventure for the second time, I was like, all right, gentlemen, now we got to go look at Elizabeth Daly's tits from Valley Girl. And we watched a 10-minute clip of all of her scenes supposedly from Valley Girl.
No tits.
No tits.
We did
so,
get some hefty camel toe and some deep beeve.
yeah, I still enjoyed it. But
Yeah, it's still good to watch.
so how'd everyone feel? Second viewing. Did everyone catch the jokes they missed the first time? I think I got all mine this time.
I think we were finding some deeper things. I mean, I had a theory that Pee Wee actually died in the car at a certain point.
No one was really on board with that, but you stuck with it.
I'll
Okay,
tell you
well,
why.
let's not say die. Coma.
It can't be die because if he dies, then the movie ends there.
Sure,
What is
sure.
the rest of the movie if he's dead? So
It's
coma.
not death, it's coma.
Coma.
Yeah.
Coma works because then he
Yeah.
does wake up in the hospital later as a result of something else, which could have been in his head. from the initial coma
So-
from the rocks falling.
And
No
if-
one knows what we're talking about on the internet.
right.
It could be a reincarnation scenario.
So basically, he's in the car with Mickey, and there's all these weird curves in the road, and then rocks fall, and then right there, there's an accident, and
Oh yeah, because he drives off the cliff,
Right.
and you were saying that that's like
Parachute down.
where
It's
you're like, it's too much.
it's too cartoon. So then from there, it's Large Marge, which is also too much. The Simone, which we've all agreed that she's clearly like.
This would be the quote on the back of the DVD. It's too much, Joel Jackson.
He has a relationship with Simone, who is some sort of a rectangle monster.
Yeah, she's is exactly geometrically shaped like a rectangle in her face. But can we all talk about what was that? What was?
Her breasts were okay though.
Oh my God!
Oh,
those,
she's spectacular.
Bottom-wise, she's okay. She's nubile and sensual.
She is literally a butterface.
yeah, she's got a bod for sin. But what's that line from?
That's Mike's quote. A bod for sin.
That's I think a quote from I believe the movie Working Girl, maybe. Anyways, what was that quote that when they're sitting in the dinosaur head?
Yeah.
God, and if you
No
haven't
one's
watched this
ever
movie,
put it to
watch
me
the
like
movie.
that before.
No one's ever put it in my puss like that before. I think was that the quote?
That's the quote. Yeah.
Was that it?
No,
I don't think that's the exact.
No, I think I might be paraphrasing.
No one's ever violated me physically, anally, and spiritually like that before.
Anally, and last of all, spiritually.
And Andy gets all upset.
Yeah. He's not a happy fat man.
And what was it? Who is Andy to Simone?
That's her boyfriend.
boyfriend's
So she fucked Pee Wee in the dinosaur head.
They did not fuck.
After Mickey fucked Pee Wee in the car.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not sure what's going on with Pee Wee, but I don't
But
think
the best thing is the up and down look that Mickey gives Pee Wee.
Yeah, still
It's
from the first
so
watching,
good.
second
Yeah.
watching,
Yeah.
still great.
It's just like, I'm gonna fuck you later. Like,
How come
life
that's-
is good. I'm not in prison anime. I'm just gonna rape
I
this
like to believe that they
effeminate
did.
man. Oh, for sure they did.
That should be an animated GIF fucking around. GIF on the
Yeah.
internet. I don't know why it isn't one.
Okay, so here's the thing. So, Pee Wee dresses up like a woman to get through the police check.
Does he?
Mickey looks him up and down, feeling pretty good about it. Then it cuts to this scene where we presume they banged in between, where Mickey's like
So tired.
sleepy. He's so tired.
And
now,
very close to Pee Wee.
Would listen to me? I'm talking here.
No,
you
no,
son of a
no.
bitch.
No.
Suck a dick.
I'm supporting
Would
you.
Pee Wee not also be kind of tired? Hence why he crashes the car, putting himself into the
yeah.
coma.
I don't know. Well, are this?
Maybe Pee Wee's the bottom, so he's not that tired. I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you're the power bottom, do you get worn out or do you get energized?
Oh, if you're a power bottom, then you'd probably get worn out.
What does that mean, by the way? What is a power bottom? Just mean you're really enthusiastic, or like you'll take 10 dicks? Like, what does that mean?
It means that you're the guy on the bottom. You're taking the dick, but you're pushing back as opposed to the guy giving it to you from the top.
Yeah, you're not just
So you're
laying
just
there.
kind of hanging there, and the other guy's driving it back into you.
That never really occurred to me. I just assumed if you're
like-
taking it, you're taking it.
Yeah, it's like the
You're still
beeping
taking it.
on a truck going in reverse.
Jeez, all these years, all these options. I had no idea.
So basically, yeah. So I'd like to believe they did it. Pee Wee's a little sleepy.
I think we're all agreed that they did it.
Yeah,
Oh my God, they did it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I
That's
wish.
the deleted scene where he uses the boomerang bow tie.
That's another thing. Okay, this episode is going more just drunken ramblings, but yeah, the
But that's the
boomerang.
thing is because we can't take shots at it. It's too
Yeah, it's
good.
too perfect.
Yeah, it's.
We have to make up scenes that weren't even in the movie.
You remember the scene where Pee Wee gets railed by Mickey and just loves it? Like,
And also earlier, like between this recording and the last one, we were talking about how every single extra and character deserves their own movie.
yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. And we're gonna make it. We're gonna make like 30 movies.
Yeah, that'd be the thing. If we made, like, even if they're just cheap, shitty movies, and you make one weird movie that's like, oh, a side character from Pee Wee, and here's their whole movie, you know, whatever. But if you made like 30 of them, you're gonna have at least your day in the sun on the internet for that day. You're the top story because it's like, what is happening?
Imagine the amount of effort going into making 30 films for a momentary blip on
I'm not doing
YouTube.
it.
But
I'm not-
that's the internet age, though. That's all you can hope for is to be the top trending Twitter for one day.
Yeah. Can I write the Mario movie? The movie based on Mario?
Wait, who's Mario?
Isn't that the guy who owns the costume shop?
Oh yeah.
Oh, is that Mario or Frank?
What was this?
Mario,
See,
but
these
we have a
movies,
friend, Amazing Larry.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Amazing Larry's Big Adventure would
But
be.
not all these movies need to be a lot of work. If we recreated the Magic Shop, he could just pitch different items to customers for 90 minutes, and there you
True.
go.
True.
But I want to see Chuck's big adventure.
From Trinidad.
Yeah, Truck's
exactly.
Trinidad
Like, he's-
adventure.
you know, he has to murder like an opposing tribe. There's lots of machetes involved, and then he's like, I'm just gonna move to America and open a bike.
Yeah, maybe he
well-
moves to West Eglinton and then he moves back for the end to see the premiere of the
If
movie.
we are all picking one character to make a movie about, I'm jumping on Large Marge. Fuck you guys.
You know what? I want to make Dottie's Big Adventure, and it's really dark.
Yeah.
Like she's banging so many
Oh man,
dudes,
she is.
yeah.
All her holes are filled out. all
and
the
and it's all because she's in love with Pee Wee, and he's so asexual that she's just gotta like
She has to fill the void. No pun intended.
literally.
I think I want to do the hot biker mama, the Elvira chick. I want to do her
yeah.
movie. That would be so great, though. Imagine that. You make a movie, and again, like, not a great movie, but like, you know, Trauma or something. I mean, even worse than that, but just like a bad movie. And then all of a sudden, it just has this one scene that intersects with Pee Wee Herman dancing on a bar, and then it goes off and continues to be its own movie.
Exactly.
The tagline is reference Pee Wee's Big Adventure.
Man, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Now, I guess, though, for the crossover scenes, would we use footage from Pee Wee, or would we just reshoot them?
Oh no, we would use footage from Pee Wee. Yeah,
We're
because
not
it's
like some big Hollywood production here. Like,
But it would be so obvious, though, like, it would be a different actor and stuff.
when the bull jumps over the fence, like
well, I'm getting the same actors for mine.
They are, though, like 30 years older.
That's why I didn't pick.
Craig's got a much better budget than we have.
I didn't pick what's her name who died last October or Phil
though.
Hartman.
That could work for mine, because do you remember? It must have been me and you, Craig, watching this, because I don't know who else I would have watched this with. What was that show, Oddities? And there was like Oddities San Francisco
yeah.
and Oddities New York, and they went to Elvira's house, and I would bang the shit out of her. She's still super hot.
Yeah, definitely. I was looking up pictures on the internet of her while we were watching this time, and definitely would still.
Is the Elvira movie any good? I know I've seen it, but I don't remember
bad.
like anything.
Not as good as Elvira's Big Adventure will be. Though.
Yeah.
It'll be
fun.
a big adventure, if you know what I mean.
Not something we want to watch multiple times. Imagine, because, you know, the idea is we're going to go around and different people will pick each time. If one of us just picked a full-on porn movie and we just have to sit here and awkwardly watch it a bunch of times.
No
Oh
thanks.
my god, I love that idea.
No.
That would be so...
remember when he was trying to stick it in her ass and she totally wasn't into it, but he did it anyway?
I have that idea. This gives me a great idea.
Oh shit.
From this point forward, we will assign whose turn it is next, and they don't say what the movie is until we all get there and start
That's
watching
not
it.
bad.
Okay.
Okay.
Like your podcast, sorta.
Yeah, sure. But yeah, exactly. So you
This
don't
guy.
have to. So you don't know. We don't know. So maybe it'll be porn, or maybe it'll be like
Time
a
cop rules.
maybe it'll be like
I've got rules.
a short film. You know, that takes only 15 minutes.
Yeah, but if it's a short film, then we have to watch it like 20 times, right?
True.
Yeah, even this one, so maybe this is the time to bring this up. Are we doing number 3? What time is it? I mean...
It's 5:45.
I'm down for
Oh,
it.
it's pretty early. So
Yeah.
are we going to do it black and white?
I think so.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, because Mike, you said you have to leave at 7:45, right?
Yeah. So I still have another
Still
2 hours.
Time
Over
to
2
get it
hours.
in and then record.
You know, that's what I like about this group. You guys are soldiers, because I wasn't sure how that was going to go. I'm like, is there going to be a third? I feel like there might not be a third. And everyone's like, of course there's going to be a third, you fuck. You
mean,
should
I
kick me out for even saying that.
I definitely had some periods where I was like, we do have
this
to watch
part
this
again.
again, but like,
Very few.
Yeah, but I'm real drunk at this point, so it's like, whatever.
the strength
And-
is very strong.
And I
Punch me in
think
the face.
it is
It's fine.
safe to say, too, this is holding up so much better than Freddy Got
God.
Fingered. I still love Freddy Got Fingered, but I mean, this is way better.
For those,
The
I
black
just
and white viewing of Freddy Got Fingered was amazing.
Well, that's true, but what about the black and white viewing of this? We haven't even...
knows?
And
Don't put the horse before
it's
the cart.
2015 right now.
vice
This
versa.
movie came out exactly 30 years ago.
That's
Yeah.
great.
That's
and it
nuts.
holds up like
That's
crazy.
yeah, yeah, that's true. Okay, just for those of you who are playing at home, my theory about the coma, after he gets hit by rocks, then wakes up after the bikers.
Okay.
That's all.
All right, well, that's what that. Now we'll pay attention for that the next time and see how we feel about that theory.
And we, all of us, need to watch leading up to the rock scene. Is there anything that's sort of like cartoonish or unbelievable to see if like that is the like crossing line of when he crosses from sane to
You know what we could do? I think
unbelievable.
it's probably better just to watch the whole thing in black and white, but we could switch it to black and white for the time that Joel believes he's in a coma.
Vice versa, like Wizard of Oz.
Let's do
Very
that.
good.
Let's
Yeah.
customize it for that part.
Okay.
So let's all establish a thesis for this film.
Okay.
My thesis
This time, sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
my thesis is be yourself,
Right.
be polite.
I like it.
My thesis is that this time he's gonna bang Dottie.
My thesis is that there's a good chunk of this that is a coma dream.
My thesis is that this movie doesn't have a deeper message. It's just to show you to reintroduce you to your childhood and the innocence of a child.
Beauty of life.
Yeah, the beauty of life, the joie de vivre.
Oh yeah, we brought this up. We were saying that this is what kids think a grown-up life should be.
Yeah, that's what my theory was like this movie is like what Paul Rubens imagines what a child would write as the movie that they think adulthood is like.
Yeah.
Man, my thesis is that Francis is the hero. Think about it. But that, when I was looking up random trivia about this movie, that was one of the things I got to mention is that supposedly Paul Rubens was working on a whole other movie about the Pee-wee character. He saw that people rode bikes around the back lot of Warner Brothers Studios and was like, hey, can I ride my bike around? And he had this 1940s cool bike, and he loved it so much that according to this random fact on the internet, he started a new script all about the bike. And that's fucking insane.
That's
It is,
commitment
but
to the dream.
It's not like, I mean, he's created this character that's effectively a child, so like having your bike stolen isn't like this revolutionary idea. That's like, as a child, that's kind of like the biggest thing you ever have to deal with.
That's the fucking apocalypse when
Yeah.
you're a child, right?
That was the first way I knew there was something different about like economic classes and stuff is shitty Devon, where I grew up. Like you could not leave your bike for a second, it'd be gone. But you just go a little ways up the hill into the suburbs and people just left their bikes on their lawns, and it blew my mind. I'm like, why aren't all these bikes stolen? But it's because they lived in a nice place with nice neighbors.
And the shitty locks that have the wobbly combination, because those were easy enough to pick.
And let's do a quick economic reading. Like we were saying that he's Pee-wee's a trust fund kid. Was that one?
That was one theory, I believe, as an aspersion towards myself.
I'm saying he's a ward of the state. That's what I think.
I don't know what that means exactly.
That means basically he's functionally retarded. He gets some government grant money, but he's allowed to live by himself.
Super functionally retarded.
Right.
Okay, I'm with you. Yes.
And he has some people who just check up on him from now and again.
Super fun.
I agree with the additional clause that he got a butt ton of money from his parents who either died or abandoned him.
And no, you said they abandoned him because they left the Rube Goldberg machine to feed him.
Yeah, they're like, he'll be fine. Just it's like when you put out a lot of food for your dog and you go on vacation. It's like, yeah, it'll all work out.
We've made this elaborate machine so that you're always fed, Pee-wee, because normally you would burn the house down.
Oh, you know what just blew my mind? Pee-wee's Playhouse is just his like treehouse other house. When he gets in the bike at the end of the show and zooms on home, he's going to that house.
Oh, man.
God, crazy.
That's
Or-
just his playhouse.
Yeah, that's not his real house. Pee-wee's Big Adventure has his real house.
Yeah.
His playhouse is the where the TV
That
show's set.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure is shitty reality, and like the Playhouse is basically
Where he goes
where
to
he
eat
goes
ice
to
cream
chill
soup.
out.
Ice
Wow,
cream
what a
soup.
life.
Yeah.
Although I do like Keith's theory that the Rube Goldberg machine was the machine that killed his parents.
Now hold up. Going back to the playhouse, just being his playhouse. If that's just his playhouse, why does the male person come every day?
Because he's always there, I guess. Like he's like, yeah, he's not home. It's like how my parents have their law office 2 blocks from their house, so the mailman takes all the mail to one address because he knows. So
Okay, new theory. At the end of the pet shop scene, he actually dies.
you're so into this death.
And
He does
hold
not
on,
die.
hold on.
And
the dream,
no one then.
well, or permanent coma. Let's just say he's on life support. Okay. So from that point onward, the thing about the studio, like suddenly making a movie about his life, fever dream. Pee-wee's Playhouse, fever dream.
I have a theory. Head writer and cameo man Phil Hartman got stabbed to death by his wife after this.
Interesting.
And
Shot to death.
That's
Oh, really?
Yeah.
he now lives his entire life
In Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Exactly.
What if in Pee-wee's Playhouse?
Purgatory is Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Oh my God.
So when we all die,
We're
we
going
go
there.
to Pee-wee's Playhouse
Not bad.
for 100 years until we either get into heaven or hell.
Maybe in Pee-wee's Playhouse there are no other like the male person, the king of cartoons. All these people are just his imagination.
Oh, speaking of, because we were just, obsessed with Dot in this movie, and that's why we watched 10 Minutes of Valley Girl.
Yeah.
Do you remember there's only season 1 of Pee-wee's Playhouse, because they were on the East Coast, and when they moved to the West Coast, they got rid of her. But it was this little Brooklyn chick who would announce the king of cartoons.
Dixie.
I love her, man. I
she was so
love
hot.
her.
She
She
was
is
feisty.
amazing.
Yeah.
Tasty.
Yeah, we all love Dixie.
Yeah, and then in the later seasons, she was gone, and I'm like, what the fuck is this bullshit?
I know.
I think the King of Cartoons is different too, but that was fine. I didn't want to fuck him.
I didn't want to, but I would.
And wasn't it? Who was the guy that played the mailman?
No, it was a lady.
Oh, the lady played the mailman. Wasn't there a famous person?
Yeah, Cowboy Curtis was Lawrence
yeah, it was
Fishburne.
Morpheus.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
yeah. That's who it was.
Classic.
No, he was the cowboy.
Yep.
Yeah,
Larry
yeah,
Fishburne.
sorry. I was
And then,
getting
like,
it mixed up.
Charlie's mom was someone.
Yeah. Charlie's mom was Miss Yvonne. She was hot.
Really? Oh yeah, that's true, isn't it? Huh.
And
She's not really. When you watch it again, she's not that hot. Who's
I'm a desperate man, Joel.
Thankworthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, she had like the
She's
dress
enough
with
to
the.
touch your penis when you were a little kid and you didn't know what.
She's hotter than Cherry.
Yeah, she had like
Really?
the push-up
I don't know.
stuff and
Yeah,
whatever.
no, there was some. Yeah, sure.
I love so much too. I mean, I already have a pretty deep fondness for Rob Zombie. I mean, the fucking first 2 White Zombie albums are awesome. Devil's Rejects is awesome. And then when I found out that he was a set designer on Pee-wee's Big Adventure, I'm like, what life could be better?
Pee-wee's
That's amazing. Pee-wee's Playhouse, I mean, yeah. Like, what didn't he do? I mean, he's done a lot of shit I don't care about, but that's some pretty good shit.
Also, the Penny cartoons. That was the Wallace and Gromit guy.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Wait, those cartoons were made originally for Pee-wee's Playhouse?
No, I don't think so. Well, the Penny ones were. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and then he would just play
Penny.
weird old
Penny.
cartoons.
Oh, I was thinking about the other one when they would show like old black and white cartoons.
Right. Yeah, no, he would just show whatever. Just weird old shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can only show like 12 seconds of old cartoon because that's the maximum amount of time between racism.
Yeah. Because all of it was public domain, and yeah, you're exactly right. And some of it was still fairly racist. They got through on that show.
Man, all of Pee-wee's Playhouse is on Netflix. FYI. Anyone who-
Including a Christmas special that I didn't know existed.
Well, that used to be a tradition of mine. I used to watch it every year.
Yeah, it really holds up because, man, there's so much stuff from my childhood that you just are like, oh, I wish I never saw that again. But then, yeah, Craig was playing Pee-wee's Playhouse one day, and I was like, God damn it, this is fucking great. Like, let's watch another one. Like, it was so much unnecessary amounts of work. Like, every fucking second of that show is something cool happening.
And actually, that Christmas special, Mike, you need to watch it. It is, and like, just fucking hold on for dear life because it is amazing. There's like,
Is it a thrill ride?
it is a thrill ride.
Oh, right.
Grace Jones's bit in it is probably
What?
my favorite bit.
Grace Jones is in
She's
it?
terrifying.
Oh, my
terrifying.
When did she
It's
die?
Is
so
she like the
good.
super
That-
muscled out black chick?
Yeah.
From View to a Kill. That woman made me understand how to be afraid and aroused at the same
I
time.
know. I know.
That she screwed up my sexuality so hard.
she's
It's like
so
I
hot
want
and
to
so
die,
scary.
but I want to come.
And didn't she always hang out with androgynous David Bowie? Like, that is a powerful 1-2 punch of, like, I don't know what my dick is even doing right now.
You're not thinking of Iman. You're thinking of Iman, I think, his wife.
No,
maybe.
Imana's just like, she's just beautiful.
Let's just
period.
say the whole
She's
80s
also
was
a very
weird.
tall black woman.
Sure, but no. Imana's something very different than Grace Jones.
But did Grace Jones, did she hang out with David Bowie?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, who didn't?
Fair enough. Yeah.
Anyone who's anyone.
Mick Jagger hung out with David Bowie's mouth.
Oh, on his dick.
in New York City.
Right. Joel got it.
Bing bong! Oh, can we, before we wrap this all up, we should all just...
What makes you think we're ready to wrap up?
This is coming to an end. We've got a lot of things.
Oh my! This is obviously, as you can tell, comparing and contrasting to our last episode. This is obviously much drunker. Let's all just run down how much, what the update on our alcoholism.
I've had 2/3 of a Mickey rum, roughly.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I have some of that rum, Craig?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I just don't want to drink too much more because I got to pee all the time. So I've had 2 tall cans in the air. Fuck you, but it just makes me need to pee. But hard liquor, that's the answer.
Yeah.
I'm 1.5 liters of beer at this point.
Yeah.
Is it a lager or no?
That's a lager. I'm about to grab my next one, so it'll be 2 liters in a minute.
I've probably drank half a Mickey of vodka and energy drink. So that's giving me all kinds of fucked up. And then I'm gonna plan to look at this. There's much left. I'm gonna finish the rest of this during this next viewing.
You have to.
So I'm gonna be fucked.
So I'll be.
Yeah, I plan on finishing mine as well, although Keith's going to help me.
Should I do this for one drink? This is too much for one drink.
I mean, I'll take a little if you don't want to kill yourself.
Do it 2 drinks, Nikki.
However,
Yeah.
Nikki for Mikey.
I do have to say this is my first time in Vinyl Countdown Movie Club. I love this.
Yeah, isn't
Love
this great?
This is the greatest.
Yeah. I mean, because I kind of didn't really miss Vinyl Countdown that much, but I mean, we did 200 for God's sake.
No,
It's plenty.
it was done. It was
I
done.
missed it a little, but
Yeah.
we don't need more episodes.
Yeah.
I just missed it.
Well, we didn't.
doing it. I didn't
Me and
miss
Joel and Mike didn't miss it because we started another podcast where we hang out at a bar called Slacktivate.
Yeah, thanks for not inviting me back.
No, you're invited. We just.
No, I'm not. You. Oh, yeah, because I brought it up now in front of you.
Let me explain this guy.
Because I made it super awkward for everyone.
Yeah. No,
Oh, you're invited? Yeah, whatever, man. Just come hang out.
No, we did honestly discuss after we set down the groundwork. Yeah.
no, honestly, it was because Keith was on is on a individual improvement path. I'm
I
kind
thought you were
of
going to say making new podcasts, but because my video game podcast is coming back
Right.
soon.
That sounds like a bunch of hippie speak. Break it down for me,
right.
Joe.
So I'm politically left center. Mike's politically right center.
Really?
And-
Mike?
Well, when we kind of break down the issues.
All right.
It's because he's rich.
Yeah.
What?
Oh!
You know what?
Now we're getting
Richer. Get out of here, you richer.
Yeah.
But we all agree.
Dick, as we like to call him.
We agree on a ton of shit, and we disagree on a ton of shit, and it's actually really, really fun. It's
When
really
does the kissing happen?
Speaking of,
usually after Mike and I fight it out, and then we're like, "I love you, man. I love you too," and then that's how it goes.
speaking of the self-improvement bit, what day is it today as I record
Sunday.
this? The 11th?
Yeah.
I gave up porn and masturbating as an experiment on January 1st. 11 days. I'm glad now that I think about it that we didn't see Elizabeth Daly's tits, because that would have blown everything.
That's pretty good.
How'd it go?
Literally.
Have you had any nocturnal emissions?
no,
or
so
emissions
far-
with the lady?
Okay.
It's been extremely easy, except that now I have to face up to my life even more because I have nothing to entertain me and keep me feeling happy. That part's been depressing, but the actual not looking at porn, I can't believe how easy it is. It's crazy.
that's-
I actually, because you and I had a conversation about this.
Yeah, years ago, Joel was like, I just don't have time. And I'm like, what the fuck are you even talking about?
No. I gave up porn. I shouldn't say I really gave it up because I did cheat recently, but
Well, I mean, every once in a while, you got to look up
yeah,
someone's
yeah.
tits. You have to.
but I mostly gave up porn, and I've been trying to masturbate air guitar style, and and it's working.
Mostly-
It's like being back in the 80s and early 90s.
At this point, I'm just trying to hold on because January 1st was the best starting date. It's so easy to remember. Like, if I have to start over again now at January 11th, I'm never going to remember
Yes.
where I'm at.
I hate to put a damper on this, but with Mike having to leave in an hour and 45
Let's
minutes,
keep
we should
going.
probably wrap this up,
Yeah.
wait for Matt to get out of the bathroom, and anyone else who has to pee, and get rolling so Mike can.
So slacktivate.ca, C no K.
We can discuss that later.
Yeah. Or go to keithcourage.com where everything is. It's there too. Round 3.
Q-top, squared off, 8 corners, 90-degree angles, flat top, step straight ahead, stock parts, blockhead.
You guys seen the movie Vamp? It's not good.
I thought Vamp Boner. It's very
It's
gay-centric.
different. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, so third time. What do we think?
Third time, we did a Wizard of Oz thing. We did a Wizard of Oz thing where it was black and white for the period where we thought he was in reality, and then in color for when he was in Oz or in his coma fever dreams.
Which worked
Pretty good.
really well at
It did work
first.
really well.
Yeah, and I think it was kind of an unexpected thing, but I was just turning the color up, and I couldn't remember if it was at 50 or 60%, and I just turned it up to 100, so we got the oversaturation right when he got to the part with the dinosaurs and all that weird shit, and yeah, it looked real good.
It looked amazing. So
And then there's the scene where he's in the kitchen talking to
Simone.
to
Blockhead?
Sorry.
the rectangle.
Blockhead, yeah.
There's a Devo song called Blockhead that's going in.
Yeah, nice.
I think we also got to get that Twisted Sister song in there. too.
yeah.
But yeah, the kitchen scene, and there was just so much going on, so much colorful. There was like this colander
so
that's
good.
red,
Yeah,
and like this other, all these different colors all around. Her shirt was,
sauce running down the stack of the plates
Yeah.
is super red.
and then her shirt was like really orange, but like a pastel-y orange, like a creamsicle.
And remember, I mean, obviously we're drunk at this point, but when we started, we're like, doesn't this look awesome in black and white? And then we switched it to
so good.
oversaturated color, and we're like, whoa, what the fuck? Like everything was amazing.
Yeah, I noticed that. We just thought everything looked amazing no matter what we did. I was like, the booze probably had something to do with our perspective.
And then I think it was Mike.
hand, though,
Mike
like-
pitched the idea though of like, what if we could flip it left to right? And I'm like, I could do that for next time. Fuck it.
But Tim Burton, I mean, like, he's such a classic filmmaker that when we flipped it to black and white, it made more sense with all the 50s, like,
Yeah.
iconography. Thank you. Everywhere. So, yeah. And also, so can we talk about our full backstory now? Whoa,
Yeah,
fuck.
man, it all came out like a flood. Like that's where the first two viewings, were just building up subconsciously, and then as soon as it turned on, like everything made sense all of a sudden.
Like, this is how I know it has merit.
Yeah.
Joel said, I think there was Joel.
Iconography.
Joel said something about which I'll let you describe.
Okay,
But
yeah.
Joel just said one sentence, and everyone in unison was like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah.
What the fuck sense is
It
to
was
say?
in
I
the
can't
first
remember.
5 minutes of the movie
Yeah,
we came up with the
alright.
entire.
Oh, no,
The
no,
bike. The
yeah,
bike
yeah.
being the last
We
thing,
were
yeah.
saying that. Okay, so we're trying to figure out what Pee Wee is and does. We figure that his parents were genius inventors,
Who worked for the Francis's
Buxtons.
parents, Buxtons.
Buxton's.
which
They
is why.
exploited them.
Yeah,
Joel Buxton.
and of course they died.
Bucks ton.
Buxton. And of
Pee-wee's
course,
parents. Pee-wee's
Pee-wee's parents
parents
died,
The Hermans.
which they set up a Rube Goldberg machine to basically keep him alive when he was a young man. He never grew up. Also, there was a fortune-telling machine that Mike brought up.
theory, yeah.
This was Mike's theory that said, "Don't go outside today." It said that every day for his entire life.
But we debunked that because all the townspeople know Pee Wee. So if he never went outside before,
But eventually, that was for like the first 10 years.
Yeah.
Until he eventually overcame that and was
Right.
like,
His
fuck
parents-
it, I'm going outside.
Like if his parents died when he was 6 years old,
Yeah.
and then he lived the next 10 years with this Rube Goldberg machine feeding him, and
so he didn't go outside until he was 16 because
Right.
they
Exactly.
just said
Right.
it every day.
I think
Then eventually
actually,
he just starts disregarding that. He's like, oh yeah, you say that every
one
day.
day-
I think his parents died even when he was even younger because he doesn't miss them. Like he doesn't really remember them. He was like a
Well-
toddler. I'm thinking.
I'm thinking he's probably about like 11 because what I said was the last gift they gave him was
it
that bicycle.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. But everything is set with the 50s, right? The 50s
Right.
TV, the 50s washer and
Well,
dryer.
if you were saying Frank and Annette, like maybe early 60s.
Yeah, or it could be early 60s. And still, the movie happens in 84. It was filmed 85. It came out. So what is that? That's like 20 years, right?
Yeah.
But I guess Pee Wee's, we've like
Paul
30.
Rubens was 33.
So never mind any of that. Yeah, it's all whatever.
I mean, I kind of agree with like being earlier than 6 because he doesn't miss his parents.
Yeah, like he doesn't
the
seem to
bike
be
thing,
like
yeah.
troubled or anything. But yeah, the bike, that is.
he's emotionally stunted, right? You can't really like.
Yeah.
He's stuck in that time period, and maybe because he doesn't miss his parents, maybe because he doesn't miss his parents, maybe that's just because of it's just a defense mechanism.
Yeah, he's had to process this
Right.
somehow. However, he's channeled everything about missing his parents into that bike.
Right.
So
He has to get it back.
Yeah.
In essence, that bike is his parents.
If he loses his parents, if he loses that bike, then he loses his parents all over again.
Yeah, because let's be serious. The bike's nice, but whatever.
That's right, right?
And why did he hate Francis so
the bike's
much?
amazing. The bike can regrow handlebars. It has
Pretty good.
smoke
Sure,
screens, rocket engines,
Oil slicks.
But at the end of the day, he hates Francis so much because Francis
streamers.
still has a
Yeah.
Well, Francis's family killed his parents.
Yeah, Francis has family, and yet Francis hates Pee Wee because Pee Wee has freedom and happiness that Francis can never have. They both want what the other has.
Yep.
They're one
Grass is always greener. Grass is always greener.
one is imprisoned by luxury, one might say.
Oh my heavens.
I really want feedback to this episode, so maybe we should start checking the email address again, info@vinylcountdown.ca, because I want to see, like, if people know this movie and then they listen to us talk, I want to hear what experienced Big Adventure watchers think about our
Yeah, because
ideas.
this is,
Experienced Big Adventure watchers.
but
That's
I
the
mean,
best
really, I think this was everyone here. I think this is quintessential part of our growing up.
Yeah.
Like this really influenced my worldview as an adult. As creepy and weird as that sounds, it's like you should just enjoy life and understand that everyone is a goddamn weirdo all the time.
Especially Large
Absolutely.
Marge.
Especially Amazing Larry.
Yeah.
It definitely turned you against Jack Kerouac. You're like, I've seen this before in Pee-wee, and
Exactly.
he did it better.
Precisely. And it's just like you shouldn't judge books by their cover, and you should enjoy life, and you should try and be positive. And that's it.
You should probably bang Dottie, though.
Exactly.
bang
And
Dottie.
if you get a chance to bang a chick who wants it so bad, do it.
Because the thing is, yeah, he spends the movie turning her down, but the outcome of the movie would have been no different for him, except that he would have got laid
Yeah.
by Dottie, whose tits were probably pretty good in Valley Girl.
Well, I guess,
though we
though,
couldn't find-
my question, though, is do dotties exist? Is that really a thing in the world?
Bodies exist. Sure they do.
Yeah.
But are
Yeah.
they worth it?
Who knows?
Yeah, there's always, if we saw
sacrifice-
Dottie's side
You can't
movie,
sacrifice your goal.
I
If
bet
he-
Dottie's up to some shit.
Yeah, Dottie's
Suck his
a sketchy hoe. Should he have? Because if
Dottie and Amazing Larry? Don't even get me started.
exactly, because if we had been like, oh, Pee Wee should just bang Dottie.
Well, that's why
He
she
wouldn't
wants
have had-
Pee-wee, because he's innocent, and she's been so guilty of things through her whole life. She wants
If I could,
redemption.
Lottie Dottie, we likes to potty. I think that says it all about Dottie.
Wow.
Yeah.
However, yeah, it's, by the way, in black and white, that movie is amazing, especially that basement scene. It looks like fucking Doctor Strangelove.
yeah.
And then suddenly he meets this ex-convict,
Mickey.
and no
likes
doubt,
him a lot.
especially in black and white. I don't know why it works better in black and white. It's so clear he fucked him.
Yeah, this a really slow crossfade, and it goes from day to night, and it's like,
And also, Mickey is like sleeping, and Pee Wee's talking to him, and it's like just typical pillow talk. He's like, "So tell me
Mickey's
what it
like,
was like when you were
"Shut
in
up."
jail."
Do you guys think that now that we've done a whopping one episode about a Pee Wee Herman movie, that we have enough clout to interview Pee Wee Herman and or Tim Burton about the behind the scenes of this movie?
imagine if
I would love to know the real answers of this.
Unequivocally, yes, we do.
I'd be willing to do a second
yes.
episode on this movie if we could interview Pee Wee Herman.
imagine though that would upset people. I'm sure if we somehow got Pee Wee Herman, Paul Rubens, and Tim Burton together, and then we asked them all this nonsense.
I feel like they're physically bitches, so I'd just make them fight me. Yeah. You have to answer my questions or I'll punch your face in.
Well, we already know what to do with Tim Burton because he was the gang leader. That's like,
Exactly.
you don't belong right here. Just go freaks. That's why he does all these freaky movies because he's trying to face his fears. He's a scared man.
It's all a rich tapestry.
He's scared of people who have scissors for hands
Yeah.
and
That's
vampires in alleys.
He was scared of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and scared of Planet of the Apes, so he had to take the fangs right out of them and just ruin them. Alice in Wonderland also. All that shit.
Charlie and the Chocolate Faggery.
He
Really,
does
too.
not like people with big eyes or big fish, for that matter.
Of all the
Big Fish was pretty
movies,
good.
yeah,
That
Big
was
Fish
a
was
great
I like
okay.
Big Fish.
But like, how you would just think off the top of your head, you're like, yeah, Chocolate and Charlie Factory, whatever, fucking Tim Burton, of course. How did he fuck that up so bad? what the fuck?
Because it was just boring as shit.
Again, I think that's Johnny Depp to a fault.
Also,
That's
to be fair,
I'm over with Johnny Depp.
I think the original movie is as perfect as it can get.
yeah.
Like,
Who even has the ball and Planet of the Apes? That's like
Yeah.
the greatest movie of the '70s. Are you kidding? You fucking dick.
I think
I
think
think
it's-
that's
you are?
I think it's really, really hard to make remakes unless the remakes are majorly flawed. If they're good movies, then you shouldn't remake them.
Well, even like the newest Planet of the Apes movies are based on Planet of the Apes 4. Don't base them on part 1. You know, have some sense.
Yeah.
Tim Burton, you fucking
Old
asshole.
Birdie
you
T.
fuck up.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for this movie we watched 3 times in one day, but you can fuck off.
But I think we
Why don't you
mentioned that
remake
before.
your own fucking movie?
But oh, hello.
Mike's
handsome.
back.
This kid is looking to rock.
Wow. That was a fine urination, sir. Thank you.
Fine dismount.
Imagine if we started a Patreon page and we got 18 grand a month to just sit around and watch every day. This is our job. We just watch a movie 3 times.
So between 5 of us, 18 grand a month.
It's not a lot of money.
It's enough.
It's a
think
pay
it's
cut, but
would
I'd
break
take
your
it.
faces every day.
Look,
more
it would
than
be
3 grand
it would be a
each.
huge sacrifice for me. I would go from no job at all to having to do this job, and I'd still do it.
It would be enough. Like, it might be a slight pay decrease, but it would be enough for me to quit my job because
We
that would
each
be a lot
get $3
easier.
grand a month, basically.
That'd
But
be
that's not
so
tax
worth
free,
it.
though. That's you got to pay
Yeah.
tax on that.
I heard it's about 10% tax and 10%
If this
to
is
Patreon.
it, what do we see each other once every month?
Well, no, we'd have to do it like every day, though. That's the plan if
That's
it's our
fine.
job.
That's
5
still
days a week.
fine.
Oh my god, can you imagine doing this every day? That would be insane.
Yeah. I think we could do it. If there's ever a group that could do it,
How long though?
I'd do it with you guys.
I'd give it a year. And then if we break up after a year, people would understand.
And
I don't know if I'd be
Of
able to
course they would
see
understand.
any
We'd
of you
all be
ever
in
again.
rehab.
Can you imagine though, really though, if that somehow happened? Being on your deathbed and you're like, remember that year that I
It's
spent
like,
with those
I did it.
assholes?
It's like, we did it right, boys. We did it right.
That would be the right way to do
On
it.
Friday, I spent an hour cleaning a foosball table for a tournament because it was filthy. And that was my job.
And we
then
spent 8 hours watching a movie 3 times in
Yeah,
a row and
exactly.
talking about it.
that's
We've
fine.
got, like, let's say we're only doing it on weekdays, so we're doing like 300 movies in a year, watching it at least 3 times.
That's
I mean,
so
I'm not
good,
gonna
though.
lie to you. It would get weird, but
It would get awkward, and we would have to understand ourselves and
it
each
would
other.
far
to a level we
surpass
weren't
worst
ready.
idea of all time. As far as
honestly
craziness.
don't Patreon this because it would not be fun if we had to do it daily.
What if
we
the-
could do it weekly?
Well, I say
Sure.
don't Patreon it because no one's actually going to give us that kind of money.
yeah.
Also true.
If
It's fine if Joel's a coward. Because
Yeah,
he's
you
not
coward.
Afraid to get
What if the
inside.
rule was
Get
though?
dirty. Fuck
Yeah,
you, Matt.
let's
I'll get
do it.
fucking dirty. Let's do
I
it.
want to know what the color of your scrotum is.
Let's do
basically.
this shit.
What
I
if
would
the rule
do it.
was
I'm not
though
afraid on Patreon.
we weren't allowed to stop watching a movie till we came up with a theory as robust as our previous 2 theories because they've both been pretty solid. I feel.
They're good theories.
I do have to say, there is a pattern in both the Freddy Got Fingered and this movie. The theory was always that he died at a certain point, and then the rest of it was a dream. Like that's yeah.
but the other theory that his parents died in the 50s
That was
and he
fucking
grew up
genius.
from the Rube Goldberg machine and and the bike was the last thing they gave him. And that's where like imagine if we didn't watch it a third time. Like I said before,
Yeah.
this is where every review Siskel or Ebert ever did or Gene Shalit even any of them totally not valid because you got to watch a movie 3 times.
But Freddy Got Fingered, the ultimate thing was when Harlan Williams broke his knee or whatever, and his dad was like, "Why don't you get a job?" And up to that point, he was like, "Dad, he's really fucking hurt." And then his dad was like, "Get a job," and he starts licking the wound.
That's
Like,
how I know it's a good theory, right? Is that theory with Freddy Got Fingered or the parent sign in the 50s with Pee Wee Herman? If we told those theories to the people that made the movies, it would blow their minds.
Yeah, they'd be like, "Oh my god,
they
you're
put that
absolutely
effort
right."
Yeah, I have a feeling that what's that guy from SNL?
Phil Hartman?
Phil Hartman. Phil Hartman probably planned that, but he took that secret to his grave, and we just cracked the fucking Da Vinci
Yeah.
Code right now.
I wanted to say as a joke, the guy that played Corky Romano, but I forgot his name. Chris Kattan. Too late. Too late, though.
Ah.
Too late for that joke that you would be
Yeah.
referencing him for some reason.
That fucking piece of shit.
All right, he's the worst SNL member of history.
Mango?
Exactly.
Where's my Mango movie? God, I'm so drunk, guys, right now, and I have to go do a show.
Yep. This is what happened last time.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Well, you should probably take your shirt off.
Huh?
Take your shirt off to start
Yeah,
to
you're
cool
right.
down.
How'd the show go last time?
I don't remember, but probably fine.
Really good.
That's when you're really getting into this world where you're like, I have shows I don't even remember.
I think I'm going to call an Uber, though. I think Uber is going to be my way to get there today.
Nice.
Uber goober.
Uber Goobs.
Where's the show?
Second City.
Right.
Man, though, I gotta say, it's pretty
I'll ride
nice.
an Uber with you.
Oh, okay, cool.
Nice.
Why don't you kiss him
Although
on
I
his
can't pay
face?
because I have no cash, but yeah.
No, I mean, I
Uber
was
his
going that
credit
way
cards.
Cool. It's right by my house.
All right, so now that we're discussing travel plans, I guess we're probably ready to wrap up. Any
Mike has
final
to go.
thoughts?
Mike's gonna be
You
late.
guys, continue without me, but I do have to go.
I feel like we probably hit all the
Yeah,
pertinent
I'm
points.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, there was some debate about when Pee Wee was in a coma and wasn't in a coma.
I don't think our audience needs to really hear the finite, minute
Yeah.
details of that.
To come back to Thesis size, be yourself.
Be yourself.
Be yourself.
Ching chong chang.
Be yourself.
Be yourself. Don't be afraid of the world. This is very much a first world thing. Because,
But I mean, very
you're-
pertinent in the go-go
yeah.
80s.
yeah, if you're a third world person, be afraid of the world. Like, it's not okay. You're gonna get raped and murdered.
Also,
In no time.
live every moment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
love
don't-
every day.
Yeah, and don't judge a book by its cover.
Before you know it,
Climb every mountain.
Yeah.
Climb every
Yeah.
mountain.
your
Yeah.
precious life
Live,
is
die, repeat.
Okay, there we go.
I like that. Oh, and also we definitely noticed, just from a structural standpoint, that on a third viewing in a single day, the last, eighth of the movie is the studio
God,
chase
the studio
and the
episode.
pet store. It's a little much, but I mean,
The last 20
that's
minutes,
fair.
I don't need them.
I mean, what movie really, honestly, holds up to 3 viewings in a day? It's not even.
Fingered, apparently.
It's
We'll
not
find
even
one eventually.
sensible to expect that.
And honestly, how else would you end that kind of movie?
And the end with his movie with Josh Brolin is amazing.
fantastic.
It's super
Yeah, that's
good.
Yeah, I feel like the studio chase and the pet store could be totally truncated.
Yeah.
But yeah, but the end is great.
And what was the one deleted scene that we found? I don't even remember.
Pee-wee jerking off in a theater? No.
No,
Never mind. It was...
no, he's in a car with a bear.
yeah.
It's a dream.
After
And
the
then he has
rodeo.
to do like
Yeah.
a tightrope walk.
Oh yeah, and Francis freaks
his
him out.
dream. He's at a circus or something.
How amazing is that? Like we know there's other deleted scenes, but we could only find one. But they got a live bear in a car with him, and it didn't eat his face. And then they're like, we're not even using
Yeah,
that.
it's like
It is worthy
sequentially
of
it doesn't
seeing.
work.
I feel like that bear got his due.
I think
He's got his dues.
even 3 times
We
watching it, it's
saw the bear
still a
efforts.
near perfect movie.
yeah.
That- which was amazing because it was my pick, and I was like, I know it's gonna be amazing the first time, and then after that I don't know, but 2 and 3 were still.
It is like sad,
good, yeah.
but you could make the argument. I wouldn't defend it with my life, but that maybe Tim Burton's movies keep getting worse and worse. Because Beetlejuice was also really good, Batman was really good, and then I don't know.
I think
that's
at a certain
fair
point
argument.
everybody loses their mojo.
Yeah, it's not just him.
Yeah.
Because he's like, oh, I can totally phone this in and still make $30 million. Cool.
I mean, like it's like Wes Anderson. Like he hit a patch where his movies were getting worse, and then now his movies are starting to get good again.
Or maybe we just accepted the new paradigm.
True.
I still like all his movies,
Hotel
but
Budapest was really good.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
pretty good.
I saw
So was
Big,
Moonrise.
I saw Big Eyes recently, which was Tim
Moonrise.
Burton's latest movie, and it was pretty good. It was his best movie in a long time, for sure.
So maybe he's like, maybe I should give a shit again.
I think
Maybe his money's running out.
you know what?
Could be that too.
He met Helena Bonham Carter on Planet of the Apes, and his movies have sucked ever since. And then as soon as he got rid of her, fucking Big Eyes was good.
It's that pussy taking away the man's power. Am I right, brothers?
Amen.
Let's never look at porn, jerk off, or touch a tit ever. Woo!
Bitch cake.
Each cake.
Vic, fucking don't touch a tit.
Yeah.
What's the sign up for this thing? Do we have one yet?
Sega Dreamcast. So.
Fisted
It's
it?
1, 2, 3, Slacktivate. Yeah, no, I don't think we got an official one.
Okay.
What did we do last time? We did something.
Movies.
Suck a
Watch.
D.
Something to
Matt
do
said
with
something
threes.
random.
I said something about if it bleeds, we can kill it.
Oh, yeah, that
And
was
then
it.
Craig chastised me, and I got really upset.
Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah, there were definitely wasn't overwhelming support for that one.
Our sign off could be something like "Movies aren't love," or feel sad because we watched movies 3 times. I don't know.
I know you
Live every moment, love every day.
3 times the charm.
What was the old? What was our show called? Way back in the day.
It's a movie,
It's a
so
movie,
watch
so
it.
watch it.
Yeah, it's a movie, so watch it. I mean, that's never
That's a
been
good
more
sign-off.
appropriate.
It's a movie. So
It's a
watch it.
movie, so watch it 3 times.
It's a movie, so watch it 3 times.
I like it. Done.
Welcome to the abandoned land. Come on in, child, take my hand. Here there's no work or play. Only one bill to pay. There's just 5 words to say as you go down, down, down. You're gonna burn in hell. I'll burn in hell. You can't believe all the things I've done wrong in my life. Without even trying, I've lived on the edge of a knife. Well, I played with fire and I don't want to get myself burned. To thine own self be true, so I think that it's time for a turn. Before I burn in hell, I'll burn in hell. Take a good look in your heart, tell me what do you see? It's black and it's dark, now is that how you want it to be? It's up to you, what you do will decide your own fate. Make your choice now, for tomorrow may be far too late. And then you'll burn in hell. Don't you see? I'll burn in hell. You're gonna burn in hell. Don't you think? I'll burn in You're gonna burn in hell. You're gonna burn in hell.